2.5 part 2. Big example here is example number 3. A big note is when you multiply or divide by a negative number, you need to reverse your inequality sign. So this is an example. This is a big example here. Step 1 would obviously to put this equation here in slope-intercept form. So in order to put this in slope-intercept form, we would need to subtract 3x from this side, and here's your inequality. Subtract the other side. We would drop down negative y is less than negative 3x, and we have a positive 4. We need to get y alone. In order to do that, we need to divide by negative 1. Here's that flipping the inequality sign. We are dividing by negative 1, which leaves us with y. We divided by negative 1. This inequality sign will reverse. Negative 3 divided by negative 1 is a positive 3x. Positive 4 divided by negative 1 is a negative 4. Our slope would now be 3. Your intercept, negative 4. I'm going to go ahead and plot my intercept here, which is a negative 4. Your intercept, negative 4, your slope is 3 over 1, 3, so up 3, 1, 2, 3. It's positive, so I'm going to come over 1. Here's my 2 points. And now I can go ahead and construct your linear line. Note your inequality sign. Your inequality sign is greater than, so therefore it needs a dotted line. Now next we have to shade. In order to shade here, we're going to do what we've done before. I'm going to use a point to test. So I'm going to use 0, 0. If I come back and I put 0, 0 into my equation, if I put 0 here, 3 times 0 is 0. Minus 0, my inequality would state that 0 is less than 4. So I have 0 is less than 4, which is a true statement. 0 is less than 4. I could also look at it down here. So if I put in 0 for y, I have 0 is greater than 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. So either equation that you put it into, you'd find out that it's a true statement. So 0, 0 is on this side, so I need to shade this side. In example 4, again, you'll need to get it in slope-intercept form. So in order to do that, we need to get y alone. So here I would subtract 4x from both sides. Leaving us with 3y is greater than or equal to negative 4x minus 3. Divide both sides by 3. And we get y is greater than or equal to negative 4/3 x. Negative 3 divided by 3 is negative 1. Our slope is negative 4/3. Your intercept is negative 1. Slope-intercept form of graphing. Negative 1 is your intercept. 4 is your rise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your run is 3. 1, 2, 3. You want to make sure that this is a negative line, so we have that line that would be decreasing. Check out your symbol. It is a greater than or equal to, so you would have a solid line. So go ahead and construct the solid line. Looking at this, then I would want to do some shading here. Again, I'd use my origin since we did not go through that, so I'd plug 0 in for x and 0 in for y. If I put 0 in for x up here, I have 4 times 0 is 0, plus 3 times 0 is also 0. So your problem would look like 0 is greater than or equal to -3, which is a true statement. So if it's true, I am going to shade this side. Last example, I need to write an inequality here. Eva had budgeted $40 for car maintenance. Suppose oil costs $2.50 per quart and filters cost $9. Her oil maintenance on her car is going to hinge on how many quarts of oil she gets. So this right here would dictate your slope. Slope would be written next to x. X would represent the amount of oil then. Since this is talking about cost, y would be your total cost or the amount budgeted. Now I'm able to go ahead and write an equation, or I should say an inequality for this scenario. I have y equals 250 $250x plus the cost of oil filters, so $9. Now we are writing an inequality, so we cannot use that equal sign. We need to determine what sign needs to go in between these two inequalities here. What I normally do is I kind of talk this out. Y represents the total amount budgeted. This, in order to figure out the total amount budgeted or total cost, it all hinges on your cost over here. Now, you want Y, your total amount budgeted, should that be more, greater than, or should it be less than? Should this amount right here be greater than what you budgeted for? It shouldn't. So since it's not greater than, since this amount spent is not greater than, we need to have this side budgeted greater than. Now, it can be equal to, okay? That's our amount budgeted. This $40 can be equivalent to $40 over here. It's just that this side cannot outweigh this other side. So here's your inequality. Based on your inequality, does Eva have enough money to buy 6 quarts of oil and 2 filters? Well, that would look like this. You have your 250. In for X is our 6 quarts. The only difference on this one is we are not adding 9. We are going to add 18 because we bought 2 filters. So Y is greater than or equal to 15 plus 18. We know the amount budgeted is 40. 40 is greater than or equal to 33, which would be our cost. So yes, she has enough money